What's the easiest choice you can make? Window instead of middle seat? Picking a vendor who sends a great gift basket? Outsourcing business tasks you hate? What about selling with Shopify? Whether you're selling a little or a lot, Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit a million orders stage. Shopify's there to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell. Wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/try. Go to shopify.com/try now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/try.
O'Reilly. You've got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge, just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hashtag no music, no intro. Ryan, we're recording an emergency podcast and we actually have like fucking good news to share. Like what is going on?
Whoa, about time.
Fuck, Jesus Christ. The hashtag OD on talent. Today the Saints make a move. They trade for 49ers linebacker Kwon Alexander. They give up a conditional 5th round pick that's based on playing time, and they give up Kiko Alonso. And so let me just ask you, when you saw the news, what were your first thoughts?
I mean, I was just like, cool, it's a cool move. You know what I'm saying? It's a low risk, high upside. I mean, you couldn't pretty much ask for a better move. It was at a position of need. Like, I know the talk has been on the secondary and the D line, but even our linebackers, even with DeMario, you want more. You know what I'm saying? And it's like the way the defense is now. It's like, okay, they have a lot of talent on paper, but it's like, damn, we just need a little something extra. It's like we're missing something.
Little
just a little oomph. I can't explain, but when I look at the defense, they kind of play tentative. You know what I'm saying? Like you just need somebody that just that attack attitude, and Kwon, he's a guy that can bring that because he's an attacker. He's a downhill force. So when I saw it, I was just like, all right, cool, because I liked him as a player. I wouldn't mind signing him when he was a free agent. Oh, was he a free agent or did he get traded? I can't remember.
He was a free agent.
I remember
he was a free agent. Yeah.
He was a free agent. I remember. But they paid him a lot of money. I was like, when they paid him, I was like, I knew we were going to pay that.
And if you remember, John Lynch paid him and he was coming off like a bad injury and they still paid him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and he's off the injury. Like that's the catch that's another, like when I thought about it, I was like, okay, cool, but there's a reason he was available for trade. Like if he was a great, all-pro player, he wouldn't be available for a conditional 5th round pick. And I mean, you don't even have to mention the Kiko Alonso. That was just like whatever.
Kiko,
he's not even playing.
Like, Kiko get passed around like a blunt or like just.
Bro, he just getting blacks like just tag team. You know what I'm saying?
DP Eiffel Tower style, just getting destroyed.
Ran through. So I mean, I'm just like, whatever. He didn't give up much. A 5th round, who gives a shit? 5th, 6th, 7th, I don't give a shit about those picks. So
no, at all.
So I mean, like, okay, you bringing in a player that has some upside. So yeah, I was just happy they made a move. I'm just love when teams, not just my team, but any team. I love when teams is not sitting on their hands.
Yes,
keep trying to improve some kind of way. If it's just Even if you're just trying to improve special teams, if you're trying to improve here, there, kicker, you're trying to linebacker, running back, whatever, just like keep trying to get better. And Alexander Zaloni, who's Sean Payton, he said he's going to be compete. You know, it's his last. It's his last year on his rookie deal. He hadn't really, he hadn't been bad this year, but he hadn't been like, oh, we got to find a way to keep Alexander Zaloni. Like nobody's thinking that. So you bring in another player that they compete for a spot. Maybe he's good, or something like that. So, it's I think it's a win-win deal.
And you said something that was so apparent in the way that the defense is played, in that they have been playing tentative. When we think back to last season, that 5-game stretch, or even kind of after that 5-game stretch, because I think of that kind of that 49ers game, and I know there's a lot of big plays in the 49ers game, but there were times that they played really well in that 49ers game too, is that they brought it to you. Players like Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, DeMario, like they impose their will, but I think you said it perfectly, because it seems like they're kind of playing
it's kind of like I'm watching, like they're watching and reading, and even when they do make a tackle, they don't miss it. It's kind of like just grabbing them and bringing them to the ground. Like there's no hitting, no thump. Like you watch this Giants and Tampa Bay game on right now. They hit. You know what I'm saying? Tampa Bay defense hitting the Giants defense. Not a very talented defense, but they're playing. They coached up position and they hit. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you just hoping they kind of bring that attitude. I think back when the Saints traded for John Vilma in 2008. And no, I'm not. Alexander is going to come in and beat Vilma. But if you think about that attitude, Vilma came in, the Saints defense was kind of soft, a finesse team. You just wanted somebody to come in kind of with that attitude, that downhill. You kind of hoping that that's what John Vilma brought.
Yeah, just a player that's going to impose his will.
Yeah. And if you look at the tape, I haven't studied the tape, but I looked at Rev Deuce. He did a nice quick little video look at Kwon Alexander. Nick Underhill did a quick film study. I looked at some YouTubes. Plus, I know him. He played at Tampa Bay. We've watched him for years.
Played at Tampa, and here's something that LSU. Oh boy.
And he was kind of that typical LSU linebacker, that running, chase, and hit kind of linebacker that's quick, doesn't look great in college tape, but you can just see the traits of a good NFL linebacker with the speed and the read react and all that stuff.
It's crazy how much, just thinking about it, it's crazy how much I've missed on LSU players, like LSU linebackers over the years. I don't know what.
Same here, bro. Like LSU fans, like they shit on the linebackers sometime, and then they get to the NFL, it's like, oh, okay.
So here, I think an interesting thing, you brought up Anzalone. Sean Payton said that Kwon's coming in to compete. Here's what I think has happened. Okay. So when Demario Davis was brought in, and I think I can say this on the record because he doesn't work with the team anymore and what have you. But according to Travis, we've had on the show before, one of the things that Demario said before he signed is that he didn't want to play Mike. He wanted to play Will. He wanted to play weak side linebacker, stay and play weak side, because for whatever reason he didn't enjoy playing. He didn't enjoy playing Mike when he was with the Jets, and I don't know if he played Mike when he was with the Browns, but I know when he was with the Jets before he became a free agent, he didn't enjoy playing Mike. He wanted to play Will. He was put at Will. He's been with the team, 3 seasons now, or this is his 4th, I believe. He was put at Will, and he flourished, absolutely flourished. Was one of the best linebackers in the league, period. And this year, for whatever reason, I don't know if it was the bond pick, I don't know what it was, but for whatever reason, they switched it, and he's predominantly playing Mike, and Anzalone's playing the Will. Yeah. And Demario has had a good season, has made some plays, but it hasn't been the typical Demario season that we've seen in the past. And so, and this is hat tip to my girl, who is a 49ers fan, and I think I just forgot that the position that Kwon typically played was Mike. So
okay, I thought he was a weak side. Okay.
So, and maybe it was just Mike in a 3-4, but typically, she said that he predominantly played Mike. And so the way I look at it is that I wouldn't be shocked is if maybe the Saints, look at it as like, we got to get, our stud back to the position that he exceeds at. And we're going to do that by bringing in, Kwon, put him at Mike, and then you just have so much range, athleticism, linebackers that can cover. Like, you just have so much that you can do with those two. And it's going to be really interesting to see, because I also wouldn't be surprised, and I tweeted this earlier, that I really think that if Kwon is healthy, like, Anzalone's snaps are going to go down.
Oh, yeah. And and that's okay, because basically Anzalone becomes Craig Robinson.
See, when I thought of it, I think he becomes what the Saints drafted Zach Bond to be. A player that comes in on third down and is like a chess piece, and if they want to add like an additional rusher or having a linebacker rushing, I think he gives you that. And
he could do that. He could do that too. But the thing is, like Zach Bond, he's also come in as like a Sam, sort of base looks. And I mean, that's not Anzalone.
No,
but we rarely run that base look,
So it's I don't even know why Caden Ellis is even on the team, bro.
Bro, like he would never get unless there's just a rash of injuries,
I know he was in the Green Bay game for a little bit, but like largely, like I don't know why he's on the team. But here's where I tip the my cap off to the Saints. Is at least and it's like you said, good teams, if there's talent out there, they're adding talent to their team. I think this shows that even though the team has their flaws, and we've gone over them extensively on this podcast, that they feel like they have a chance and they have a shot. Yeah. And they do. And the way I see it is that they're seeing is like, hey, we have a way to make our team better. Let's go get a player. Like, let's go add him. And also I think it gives them the opportunity. It's very similar to the Janoris Jenkins, when they claimed him. I believe Kwon Alexander is costing the Saints like $900K cap, if that's according to like Sports Track guy. And then his next 2 years contract wise, he's due for like 13 mil, but both of those years are non-guaranteed. So I think it's potentially, if they, just like they did with Janoris, he came in, he played well last year, and they kind of adjusted his contract or what have you, that if Kwon comes in, plays well, stays healthy, that they could see this as, okay, well, we can, we kind of have our in-home replacement for Anzalone. We don't have to, offer him any type of contract. And there we go.
There you go. I mean, it's just another position you don't even have to really, fret about, depending on how he plays. But like, as we said, he has been injured quite a bit past couple of years, kind of like Anzalone. And, if you wanted to point out the negatives, he does miss tackles. He's kind of like Marcus Williams in that sense where like he gets there, like he has the speed, he gets to the play, but he has missed tackles, especially in the backfield where he's like right there, make the tackle. It's like, and he's also like made huge tackles and like blown players up, forced fumbles, he caught picks. He's made plenty of plays, so it's kind of like one of those players that you just kind of hope. And look, when you look at Demario Davis, he was up and down for years. I think he was with the Jets, with the Browns, came back to the Jets.
Yep.
Kind of up and down. Yeah, and the Jets. I mean, they didn't even though he had a good season with them, they didn't even really feel confident enough to really pay him the money because they were kind of scared. Like, this dude's been up and down. We don't want to pay him money. Saints took a chance, and he's been an All-Pro. So they kind of, I guess you're just kind of hoping on that upside and say, look, he's still kind of a youngish player. and he's going to kind of reach his potential. And if not, you still got just a young, talented player that's in the mix that could just give you a little umph on defense when you need it, because defense, we need them to step up. It made some strides against the Bears. You've seen it in flashes throughout the season. You're going into a big game. I mean, I don't know. I doubt Kwon plays much, if at all, against the Bucks.
I think
But
that because of the COVID protocols and all, which is so weird to me, because I think on Twitter, Deuce McAllister made a great point. His point was like, it's not like when players are getting traded, it's not like they're free agents and they haven't been getting tested by their former team. Like they've been getting tested by the former team. So like, but the whole protocol of when a new player comes to a team, they have to be tested 5 times, get 5 negative tests before they can play. Like, that's dumb.
wow,
That's like,
especially for a trade, like
it's dumb. It makes sense for a free agent. Like, I get that. But for a traded player, it's like it's not like the 49ers weren't testing him. So essentially, and I think Sean Payton said it too in like a small presser that he's not going to play against his former team against the Bucks, and more than likely if the trade, when it's already finalized, but when he's done testing, then he'll be able to play against his other former team in the 49ers in 2 weeks.
So is the trade deadline over?
Trade deadline is tomorrow.
Okay.
It's election day at like 4 or some shit like that. But like it's funny because it's not the position that either of us have would have thought about, and it's also coming off probably one of Anzalone's better games yesterday against the Bears. Like, he played pretty well. Like, I've seen him.
I'm sure he's like, what the fuck?
And people were saying like, oh, they're gonna put DeMario and Anzalone out there and Kwon and one more 3-4 and one more base. And I was like, that's not how this. No, that is not going to happen at all.
Man, I'm just watching this Tampa Bay New York game, and it's just crazy how they really aren't any great defenses. Like, we shit on our defense, and with the little struggles here and there, but man, Daniel Jones putting dimes on Tampa Bay defense, man.
Golden Tate just scored a touchdown?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm just I don't know. I'm just thinking like, damn, man, like defense is just struggling, man. Like, I don't know what
it was 4th and 16, and I turned off the TV, Ryan. Like when we were recording, like I literally turned the TV off.
Now it's about to be tied.
Oh, that's a great catch. Oh my God, and a great throw. Shit. Just for the fans, probably the worst podcasting ever, listening to us like have reactions to a live football game. But Ryan and I, we were actually going to try something new tonight. We were going to try to do a video recording pod, what have you. I got home too late. I worked a 12-hour day. Just didn't happen. But that is something that we are going to explore. My biggest issue, and I don't know if Ryan can say the same, but my biggest issue is that the lighting where I live, it's absolutely fucking terrible. Like, I don't know if anyone's ever watched, like, I don't know, like took like a gander at like an amateur scene on like Pornhub or something. And you're like, who did the lighting in this? Like, what? Like, that's what the lighting would be if we tried to fucking do
how the fuck you get a porn reference in this one, bro? Come on, man.
Always, bro. Always. But that is something that at some point we do plan. Oh, of course they dropped the 2-point conversion. Oh, never mind. It's interference. We do plan to do. And it's just, we'll kind of end this, and as it gets towards the end, do you think that this is the only move that the Saints will do?
I do think so, but look, man, like, this is the Saints, bro. Like, you can't rule anything out, man. They might bust a move. We wake up in the morning, Schefter or, Rappaport for somebody tweeting some new shit. So, I mean, look, it's the Saints, man. I mean, at least your team trying, bro. Like, if you're a Saints
Yes.
fan, at least they're trying. They're 5-2, with a chance to really improve in the next coming weeks with the wide receivers coming back and stuff like that.
And
big game against Tampa Bay.
And the way that I see it is, I know we've been talking about maybe like a potential wide receiver or tight end. And honestly, with the way I see it is that with the trade deadline, with the injuries coming, with the injuries of your receivers being healthy, it's like you're kind of it's like you've already traded for that. If that makes any sense. Like you're getting a completely different offense come Sunday, hopefully.
Did you see Desmond King? I mean, he got traded for what, the 6th?
Like a 6th round pick, bruh.
Like, come on, man. Like, y'all couldn't make that call? Like, that, I mean, he's not a perfect player, but that would have been a nice little player just to have back there.
It would be. It would have been.
Whatever.
But
I'm sure they're working the phones, though, so,
Yeah, and I think Loomis is going to, especially if we think about, I said it earlier that Kwon's only costing $900K against the cap, and I was looking at like a recent salary cap thing that was posted on Twitter. The Saints have like $8 million in cap space, bruh. Do you know how much money that is for Mickey?
In Loomis dollars? Oh man,
that's like 16 mil.
That's like taking $100 to Zimbabwe or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that's money.
That's money. Yeah. So I wouldn't be shocked if we see something happen tomorrow. And also, just one thing. I gotta get this off my chest. I was gonna tweet this. I'm just gonna say it on the pod. It is incredibly frustrating that when we saw Chauncey Gardner-Johnson play last season when he was at strong safety, he played very similar to how Buda Baker of the Cardinals plays. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not saying he is as good as Buda, but he was a dog flying all around. Like, that pick he had against Matt Ryan last season, bruh. So I know they want positionless play. It's just it's a coaching thing, and I don't get it because let me walk you through this potentially, because last season in week 1 when the Saints played the Bucks, typically Chris Godwin played the slot a lot. Yeah. And Chauncey had a pretty good game against Chris Godwin. However, let's say Sunday night happens and, alleged rapist is active and ready to go. Whew. So you have Mike Evans that that's Marshawn's matchup, period. Like, we know that's done. And then if Chris Godwin, his injury, hand-thumb injury, is active, and if he's on the outside, and they have AB in the slot, huh, bro? I don't know, man. Ryan, I don't know. Now I don't know. Are they going to play AB at wide and have Chris Godwin be the slot, and then CJ would just cover him? I don't know, bro. But I just know that is a matchup disaster, and it's not like, even if Dennis Allen says, you know what, I'm going to put Janoris on Mike Evans, and I want Marshawn on AB. I already know what AB can do to Marshawn, bro. Like,
oh man, but I'm just hoping. I just can't see AB playing a ton of snaps. I mean, the dude ain't played football in 2 years.
You're right. It's been a while.
About a year and a half since he played for the Patriots. That one, no training camp, no Nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't expect it. I would expect him to play like maybe 15, maybe 20 snaps. With those 20 snaps, like, he could do something. You know what I'm saying? Like oh man, like butt cheeks gonna be tight, bro.
Tight. Speaking of butt cheeks being tight, tomorrow, fucking vote. If you haven't voted, like, please go vote. I know Ryan's going to vote tomorrow. If you got to wear your Make America Great hat again, you know, because you're voting in Alabama, do what you got to do.
Man, I gotta go get the hat. Might put on a little white face.
Make sure you wear some.
I'm good though. I scouted the location I'm voting at. It's in the hood. You know, so I should be straight, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm gonna go early in the morning, just knock it out. So, you know if anything pops.
Get for your mask, like wear like an American flag mask. just
bro, I can't go out like that, bro. In my BLM shirt. Me, you know what I'm saying? Come see me, baby.
Yeah, and Greg texted me earlier. He said that it's nice having a welcome distraction, you know, meaning football in regards to like everything else that's going on in this world.
Man. I could barely take Twitter right now because it's all political. Ooh. You know, and don't get me wrong, I have no problem talking about politics, but it's like it's you know, it gets real tribal around this time, man. Like, tensions are hot, people on edge, you know what I'm saying? So I we'll see how tomorrow. I mean, it might not even be the end tomorrow, but we'll just see how it goes, bro. But it's some interesting times, brother.
And it's crazy too, because, and I don't know if it will happen, but this whole talk of Texas maybe turning blue, bro. And I'm driving to Texas in like 3 weeks to go back home. Like,
oh man,
it's gonna be hot in these streets,
bro. It's crazy, bro. I mean, with the demographic changes in Texas, and you know, you got all these people like from California and New York moving into Texas because, you know, it's
cost of living.
Tax.
Yeah,
cost of living is great, low tax, you know, tons of space. You know, it's like Austin. Like, Austin is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Austin is like, so many people from New York and California, so they moved to Austin, Texas.
Austin's a place to be. I mean, for someone who's born and raised in Texas, lived there 19 years of my life, and I still consider it home. Like, I still don't consider California home. I never refer to California as home, which is crazy. But yeah, man, Austin is like the place to be for anyone that has thoughts about moving to Texas. Austin is the location, 100%, without question. It's the spot.
It's gonna be interesting.
It will. My vote was casted. Ryan's casting his vote. If you're listening to this, cast your vote tomorrow. You do what you gotta do. Like, just make this change happen. And again, shout out to the Saints, man. Like, I saw that today, and I was like, regardless of whatever happens in the season, like, I appreciate the hustle.
I appreciate
like it. Like, again, as fans, you could be like, you know what, my team's fucking trying. My team's trying. And that's all you can ask for your team. Like, they're 5-2, and I haven't looked at like a playoff whatever, but you know, I would guess they're probably somewhere in the playoffs because of 7 teams in the NFC. Like, just fucking go for it. And you're getting all your dogs back. Proud of them. But we're going to get out of here. Big fucking
Tampa, bro.
So what?
They got to beat Tampa Bay, man.
Oh, huge game, man.
This game is huge. It's on the level of San Francisco last year when we played them.
It's on the level.
This game is huge.
So let's break it down. Let's break it down. 2017. Oh wait, no, not 2017. Sorry, 2018. There was the Steelers game.
Yeah.
Okay. Last year was the Niners game. This year, this Tampa Bay game, that's this game. That's it.
Because if you take care of it, like, just win. Like, just win the game.
Because if you look,
take care of business,
bruh, like looking at their schedule, they got Carolina again. They got a Niners team that's completely on IR with no Jimmy G, no Skittles. Who else do they have? Like they have
you play Atlanta twice. You know, I mean, it's never easy, but you know, you should be able to handle your business.
Like they can make a run here, bruh, and they're getting their dogs back on offense. And I know people were hounding Drew for his performance yesterday and what have you. And I get it wasn't his best game, but he was playing in the cold, in the wind, and besides Traquan and Jared Cook, he was throwing to practice squad wide receivers. Well, out AK, you know, outstanding. But I had this conversation with Greg. I said, you're gonna I'm obviously Drew's game isn't gonna drastically change, but I think the Drew that we saw against the Lions and the Drew that we saw against the Panthers, like if Drew can be that Drew, throwing to Mike Thomas, throwing to Emmanuel Sanders, and throwing to Callaway, we're offensively they're good, bruh. Like they're good. Yeah,
they're good. Look, we see what it is. You know that they're not going to be a downfield team. They're just not.
No,
they're just not. But you know, Big Butt is they're still a very productive offense. And that could beat you multiple times a week. We beat you on the ground, beat you in the pass game. You know, I guess, I understand the question. Like the question is, what's going to happen when the Saints face like a really good defense? Because we've seen it in the past couple of playoffs. It's like, yeah, regular season.
But like
what's going to happen?
They just played a really good defense yesterday.
Exactly. And very handicapped too.
Yes,
with a handicapped wide receiver course. So you know what I'm saying. So it's. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, or I'm not saying like, oh, this team is dominant because they haven't really dominated anybody yet, and you hope to see it eventually. But I'm just saying, look, they're getting better. So there's some cause for concern, but I wouldn't be overly concerned.
Yeah, man. I think that's perfectly said. Perfectly said. And then so what today's Monday. You should, as a fan of this podcast, of the hashtag Saints Story podcast, you're getting this emergency pod. We have a pod with a special guest that's going to take place this week, Wednesday or Thursday. We just got to confirm the day. You're going to have the super extensive Tampa Bay pod previewing the Tampa Bay game. And then you're getting the rapid reaction recap pod, because the game is on Sunday Night Football, which means that both myself and Ryan will be having beverages during the game. And then, boom, we start recording. Oh, man, y'all in for a treat this week.
Loose. We're going to be loose.
Y'all in for a treat.
We either going to be ripping, like, shitting on the Saints, or we're going to be happy as fuck.
Woo!
But we're going to be loose, whatever we do.
Whatever it is. And hopefully we can do all this with hopefully the country being on the right track come tomorrow.
Hopefully the Republic hasn't burned to the ground. So, we'll see.
But we got you guys covered. We appreciate all you guys, all our fans. We have the mask coming. I'm actually probably going to reach out to get an update tonight on the design so we can get that out to everyone so everyone can vote for it and everything. And then that's it. So first good emergency pod, which is great. And hopefully tomorrow there may be another fucking emergency pod depending on what happens tomorrow with the trade deadline. Who fucking knows with this team? But that's it. We got you guys covered. We're gonna get out of here. It's late. So with that, we're out.
Peace.
O'Reilly.
You've got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly.